I took a flight. It was from Canada, Toronto to London. My second flight was from London to Amman, so I was really tired. So I go up to the counter and I'm like, "Are there how is the plane?" She's like, "Actually, it's a very empty plane." I'm like, "Can I change seats? Leg room, so I'm comfortable." Yeah, and I remember the seat number, bro. It was like 12A, so I'm in C12A. And she's like, "How about this? There's the emergency row, and the window seat is available. The seat next to you is empty, and then the one next to that, there's someone sitting there. No problem. Enough leg room." I'm like, "Do it." And I remember again, she switched me from 12A to 27A. Get on the flight. I sit down. There's this wonderful gentleman, very nice guy, and he's extroverted. So he's talking to me, and one thing leads to another. He's like, "Where are you from?" I'm like, "Palestine." "Where are you from?" He's like, "Palestine." He's like, "Where in Palestine?" And I'm like, Gaza. I'm like, "Wait, where are you from?" He's like, "Gazaha," like, Subhanallah. I'm like, "Where did you grow up the first part of your life?" He's like, "Kuwait." I'm like, "Me too." "Did you leave at the G4?" He said, "Yes," like, "Me too." And then I'm like, "What did you study?" He's like, Electrical engineering." I'm like, "Get out of here, man. Come on." I studied electrical engineering. I did civil engineering. It's too much, man. There were so many similarities, anything. Anyways, I ended up getting some rest and he got some rest. We get off the plane and he asked me, "What do you do?" I said, "Content creator." But I didn't give him too many details. The passport control was packed and it was going to take us at least half an hour before they were going to check my passports. And he was standing right behind me in line. And we were also having a conversation. The two people in front of me, they're talking to each other, and they have their phone open. And then they go, "Excuse me, are you Sama?" And they're pointing at one of my TikTok videos or Instagram videos. And I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "No way, man. This is so weird." I'm like, "What?" They're like, "We spent the entire night binging on your content and watching your content. Anyways, can I take a picture?" Typically fans sometimes after passport control, I said, "Sure." So Mortz, who was with me, and I can say his name, but I won't say his family name, he became curious. He's like, "Now I need to know who you are. Can I get your Instagram handle?" I give him my handle. He looks me up, and that led to us talking a little bit about Dean in the line as we were waiting for passport control. And I felt like he really needed to hear some of maybe what I had to say, but he's a great guy. He seemed like a guy with such a pure heart. We get to passport control. It's over. We go to get our bags. We grab our bags on our way out. You know that last section before you leave where there's like they check your luggage right before some guy comes to us and he's like, "Where are you coming from?" Like, "Canada." He's like, "Right this way," to both of us because we're walking together. He checks our bags. He's a very nice guy. We go through the, security process. Then he goes, "Thank you very much. Have a nice day." He hands me over my passport. And then I'm like, "Okay, here's my number. Stay in touch." And I leave. And you're out there having that wedding party or whatever it is. It was beautiful. By the way, you received, I had a like grand reception by you. But then after you drop me off to the hotel, I get a message from Mez. You know what the message read? He goes, "You have my passport and I have yours." The guy at the security swapped passports by mistake. And I'm sitting there thinking, "Yeah, Allah." He goes, "And is your father? And is your mother nah?" I'm like, "Yes." He says, when I got to my mom, I told her the story and she recognized the name. And then she asked me, and I checked your passport and it said your mother's name was Nah and your father's name was Ayat. So, and she went to school and taught at the same school as your mother did in Kuwait. And I'm like, "No way, man. Subhanallah." What's Allah getting at? Think about it from the beginning, changing my seat, talking to the guy, the two that were in the line, him knowing that I'm a social media like in or content creator. One thing, the swap of the passports, all of that can't be a coincidence. Deep inside me, I felt like the story is not over. We ended up meeting, swapping passports, and talking a little bit about Dean and other things, but I think it's going to lead to the chapter is not over. The whole story is not over. But these things, there are no coincidence, man. Everything happens for its or whether it's or, but the thing is and you have to be careful. The book of destiny, one of them in the Quran, is referred to as the mother of books. A mother typically gives birth to what? To children. So it's like every situation you face in life, you have a decision, usually not all of them, but many of them, you have to decide maybe to do good or do bad. It's as if every decision you make opens up a new book of destiny based on the choice you made. It's like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wrote all the scenarios. He said, oh, if you choose this way, this will happen. If you choose that way, that will happen. The Sahaba used to say that we used to see the effect of our sins in our conduct, the way our wives would deal with us and the way our animals would act up because they didn't have, cars and to run there. They had animals to deal with. So they were very conscious of that. So typically, you do a sin, you make a bad choice, and the downloads from Allah can be difficult. So if you want to fix your life, if you make the right decisions, perhaps you'd open the right books.